Welcome back to Double Dose, our first video of 2020. So this video, you're gonna watch us eat, and we're gonna give you a movie review.
Burritos.
Oh yeah, we got steak tacos. And we're gonna do a movie review on 21 Bridges. Spoiler alert, So if you haven't seen it and want to see it, then don't watch us. But if you don't care about spoilers, then watch it, So we're trying out this new restaurant, new-ish in my area. It's called Chewy's.
It's a Tex-Mex restaurant.
So we got hello. So originally, I felt it in my spirit to get steak tacos. And I ended up with a steak burrito.
Steak burrito.
Maybe one day when it sits in my spirit to get a steak burrito, I'll get steak tacos. Because that usually is what happens. I'll be like, I want tacos, and I'll get everything but tacos.
That's usually how it goes, right?
It be like that. So, yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm happy because I got food.
Happy.
It's good, though. It's good. I ain't gonna lie, though. A little pico. It's good.
Like my sour cream and guacamole on my burrito. I don't know how I'm about to eat this bad boy, but we're going to figure it out.
Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. Let me stop.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try to be cutting it in sections because I feel like that's the only way, because this is a big ass burrito.
This is a big burrito.
But I'm going to try to finish it, okay?
They fixed us up right, okay? Ready to go. They were so nice. She was explaining us. Nice.
She had bomb makeup, by the way.
She did, y'all.
So I don't even know her name, but she had a nice face today. Whoever she was.
It was general. They gave you a big old bag of chips.
Right.
This is per person now. She got one of these too.
I did. It's on my channel.
You need to all go check out
Chewy's, Chihuahuas.
I wasn't sure.
Chihuahuas.
They got,
Oh, wait.
I wasn't sure about the whole little Tex thing. Tex-Mex thing. It was, one of them ways. One of them ways. I wasn't sure. But it's pretty good. It's not bad.
I like that. Anyway, so 21 Bridges we saw.
Yeah.
Thursday? The day don't really matter, but just for, conversation, we'll say Thursday.
I'm going to just say, it's been a long time since I've seen a movie that was just like a simple, good movie. It was a simple, good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tell them about it, Monica.
I don't even remember what happened. No, I'm joking. So, I mean, pretty much you've seen it like the trailers.
We don't know.
It wasn't that far from like, the whole thing of like the movie and stuff. So it started like a flashback moment. Okay, it started with him when he was a young boy. He was 13. He was at his father's funnel.
His name's Andre.
Yes, in the movie. Chad Boston. So I'm just saying. Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. So we'll eat that though.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Excuse us.
I'm sorry.
We're stuffing our faces while we're trying to talk.
Mm-hmm. Bad idea. Yeah.
So his dad died.
Mm-hmm.
He was a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in his DNA,
Exactly.
to be an officer as well. But, he was going through a little issue in the beginning because he shot 8 people, I think, in the past, 9 years, they said.
Yeah.
And, he was like, there were good shoots. I'm not a bad cop. It's not like I'm out here. Person. Right, I'm not just out here shooting people for fun.
I've been to the psychologist.
Right, he checked on a girl.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
Right.
Wasn't like they was innocent. They was guilty.
So he had a case because there was this duo who decided that they were going to rob some cocaine. From this bar or restaurant place, whatever.
Something like that.
They knew it was hidden. So he was, they broke in. Guy working there was like, what do you want?
He was all nonchalant about it. Like, fam,
so calm.
Clearly there was something they was walking into that was off. Because homie was just, He was all like, y'all finna be here all day? Looking at his watch and stuff. Like, you gonna rob me? Okay, come on.
And they were like, we're here for the cocaine. Basically, they told him what they were there for.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, that's a bad idea. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, F you. We're going to do it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they beat him up a little bit. And then they came to a surprise because the amount of cocaine that they were told was there.
It was supposed to be 30 keys, y'all.
It was 300. So they were like, oh, interesting. So they took 50. Mm-hmm. And as they were about to leave, cops showed up.
Exactly.
And it wasn't like cops that were looking for them.
They was just like coming to chill. Like,
no, they were here to take the cocaine.
Oh, yeah. Weren't they? Oh, yeah. They was there to chill.
They were there to take the cocaine and
it was like
transfer them somewhere, yeah. So you'll find out in the end what we mean by that. So, so then they had to shoot out. It was 7 cops that ended up dying. Mm-hmm. They were on the run. And it was Andre's job to pretty much solve the case, find these guys, etc. So, his captain, I guess you can call him, basically was like, I'm putting you with this girl, a partner, basically. She was from narcotics. Mm-hmm. And, you know, at first he was like, I don't need any help. And he was like, yes, you do. And, yeah, so take it away from there, Veronica.
Yeah, so they was a little touchy about the situation. Because the sergeant, I guess, was in charge of, like, his people were the ones that got shot, killed. So, he kind of leveled with the guy. It was one of the dudes that got killed that Andre actually knew. So he told him, they came to like an understanding with each other. Like, they just wanted to find out who these guys were. So, mind you, when they were in the car too, the crazy one, I don't even remember their names. This is sad. But anyway, wasn't the point.
Ray and Michael.
Ray and Michael, there you go. They ran a red light, okay? So they got caught from the red light, and they had got a call, and they had told Andre, like, they had ran like their reports and stuff. So they were on the hunt. How did they find that lady? I don't even remember.
What lady?
The one who told like who they were, because they had covered their faces. They had like their face covered.
Oh, they found from the boyfriend. But I'm trying to remember how they got the boyfriend's name.
Okay, they tracked the car, I think, right?
Yeah. Somehow they tracked the boy or the ex-boyfriend's name to the car.
It was registered to this lady.
Right.
And they had busted in her apartment.
And she was like, he's my ex.
Right.
And she was the one who name dropped the name, so that's how they knew it was Michael and Ray.
And they were to pull all their background and stuff, so they were ex-military. And then you found out more history about like Ray and Michael. Ray was in the military with Michael's older brother. Michael's older brother got killed in the military. So it was kind of like, you could tell he had he kind of lost it after that. And so he was protective of the younger brother. So it was like him and Michael were like this. They were tight. And so that's how they ended up finding out who they were, and they were able to kind of track them. So Michael and Ray had went to, I forgot the dude's name, but they went to the guy who had did the deal or whatever. They were supposed to pick up the 30 things of coke, and they found out it was 300. So automatically, like, Michael was like, this was like a setup. There's something extra to this, like it's something else going on. So they went back to the guy, and by this time, like, their identity and everything was all over the news and everything. And they had went to the guy and had told him, like, it was, what did he say? It was pure cocaine. Like, it wasn't even like processed. So they had this plan that they were going to get the money or whatever from
they wanted to do the deal directly.
Right. They wanted to do the deal directly, and they were going to sell, it on their own. So they got the money. How much money was it? It was like a meal. Mm-hmm. A meal. They got a meal off of it. And of course, it was like dirty money. So the money was like covered in like cocaine. And so they had found out from the dealer, like, where do you go get like your money cleaned and
They definitely put beans in
laundry.
here.
Did she? Oh, come on, Chewy, y'all fucked up
Already.
Chewy.
I'm gonna have to make a call
OMG.
after this video.
Okay. So they found this guy that they wanted to use the same guy that the dealer used to clean the money. So they got to the dealer's house, okay, and they were going through everything, and the dude or whatever told them to like put their money up in like this safe. And then Ray had a moment where he got a little crazy, and he was like, something don't feel right about this. Like, I feel like he trying to take our money, blah 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 blah, whatever. Michael had to calm
Ray
him
was
down.
very paranoid.
Very paranoid, okay? And so they finally got stuff going for that, and then they were getting everything together. This guy had to hook up, okay? Like, he changed like identities. He had like new passport, a guy that had new identity passports and all that stuff that they would pick up, and stuff like that.
Yeah, connections, yeah,
all that stuff. So he was getting everything set up. He had everything on his little computers, and everything was going. And then all of a sudden, like okay, the cops was coming, okay, like they had one of them. I don't know. One of the things they was hitting the dude's door because he had this big old door that had like super locks on it and whatnot. So the NYPD showed up and they was banging on the door. And during this time too, I forgot to mention. During this time though, Andre had already ordered them to we're talking about like the case and stuff, and he had ordered them to shut down all 21 bridges in Manhattan because they had already found the car, and it was somewhere off in Chinatown over there by Manhattan. So he had ordered them to like shut the 21 bridges out so that they could not leave. So the police ended up shooting the dude when they was banging on his door. They ended up shooting dude in the eyeball. I was like, see, this why people don't be like looking out peepholes no more, because they straight shot dude in the eyeball, y'all. He lost his eye.
And then he ended up dying.
And
but it was kind of sad because he lost his life for people he didn't even know. Yeah. But that was the risk because of the type of job he decided to do.
And before he died, didn't he say like, I can't stand 50? Like he was like, I can't stand the police or some shit. He said like
85.
85.
And 85 is significant in this movie.
Exactly. So he had told Michael when they were like shooting out the police or whatever, because they were shooting through the door at this point. So he had told Michael like to grab the thumb drives, and so he was telling him like cool hand. He was like, what is that? He's like, all lowercase, like cool hand. And he was like, okay. So he grabbed the thumb drives and they climbed up and got out of the apartment and ran. And the police by this point, they like got inside. The dude died.
Andre was trying to figure out how those
they got there
that fast. How do they know? So they traced them because they were supposed to meet in Miami. So Ray and Michael had decided. Well, Ray decided that they could split up, and Michael was like, "No, like I'm not leaving you. Like we're gonna do this together." He was like, "I'll just see you in Miami." So they went to. It looked like a meat market, but it has something up at the top. But anyway, so they separated, and then Andre found Ray, and he shot somebody because he heard Andre coming up the stairs, and so Andre had to shoot Ray. So he died. Then Michael was holding Andre's partner. What was her name?
I forgot her name.
Okay, we don't know her name, but holding her basically hostage in a way. And so Michael eventually admitted, like, hey, something's not right here. Like, you already killed my friend, my partner, but like cops were looking for more than just us. You know, like they came way too fast, and you could tell they were looking for something else. Like, there's no way they could have just got there.
They knew that coke was there.
Yeah. So he was like, nothing's making sense, and now I'm here by myself, you know. And so Andre was like, well, just put your gun down, and we could talk about it. We could figure it out. We could see what's on the drive.
Right.
Andre was like, hell no,
and at this point, old girl was acting stupid.
Yeah, she was acting a fool. Like,
she
you
in
shoot
a whole
him,
neck hold, and she's just like, shoot him, you got a clear shot. And you know, mind you, she's interrupting this conversation they had. Funny about that.
So he ended up going into this. No, it was a hotel, and he followed some guy
upstairs, yeah.
And he, you know, broke into the hotel room, you know, asked him for his password to his laptop, bopped him on the head to knock him out.
I don't know, he was so polite about it.
Close your eyes. Bop. So then, yeah, so he was able to look at where all the money, pretty much it was a Excel spreadsheet of like where all the money was coming from. Yeah.
All the coke.
And he was like, something 85 is resonating with me. So he was able to open it up and he could tell like all the numbers were badge numbers. So they're all cops. And he was like, oh, I get it now. So everybody dirty.
Popes, y'all. Stop. Popes
so
dirty.
He tried to, you know, basically run. And Andre was like, I see him. He's mine. Don't shoot.
Nobody shoot him.
Yeah.
Like he has vital information to this case. Like, don't shoot him. Like, please.
Yeah, of course, nobody listened. There were still cops trying to shoot him.
They were trying to pop homies.
So they ended up finally, after like what seemed like a 5-minute chase, which might I say the endurance of these boys are something because listen, I could barely, just watching them run makes me tired. I was like, y'all did training before this movie.
It was some good chase scenes. It was some good shooting scenes, y'all. It was good.
Yeah, so they ended up on a train basically, and you know, they had another little heart-to-heart pep talk, like, you know, like, we don't have to do this. And he was like, well, the choice do I have? And he was like, listen, like, I ain't trying to do this with you.
Like, but the only chance you got is if you surrender yourself to me.
Right. And he was like, but basically it was about trust. And Michael was like, honestly, if you thought I was what, you know, everybody else thinks I am, you would have shot me by now. And Andre was like, exactly. So, like, you should trust me because I'm the one who's been trying to get you and not get you shot at the same time, you know? And then his dumb partner comes in at the end as he was about to surrender himself.
Yeah, he had his gun down, okay? Gun down. He was handing it.
And she just goes, pow, pow.
And she shot homie, like, right in the chest.
And Andre was like, yo, like, did you not see the gun down? Like, he was about to surrender.
I didn't see it. I thought he was going to shoot you.
Listen.
Sus.
So, anyway. So then he put 2 and 2 together, I guess, after seeing the thumb drives. So the captain came in. He was on the phone. And, Andre was already there chilling, you know. Made himself a whole cup of coffee. Like he lived there. Like he was real comfortable. And so Captain was like, I'm gonna call you back to whoever was on the phone, which was probably one of his partners. He tried to lie and say it was his wife, but I caught on and I was like, why would he tell his wife that you could come over to my house if they're married? Like, you know what I mean? But anyway.
Like so, he didn't catch that, but over.
Right. So, yeah, so they had a talk, and Andre was like, I know it's you, like, this is all started by you. You know, you're the one running all this. And, the captain was like, yeah, it was me, whatever, but you can't prove it, and none of these, and nobody's going to go against me for you. And then, his people, which is like these other cops that pretty much didn't like Andre anyway, all came out of nowhere and started shooting at him. So Andre like dropped like at least 5 people before he got to the captain. Captain ended up dying, and then old girl that we still don't know her name showed up last. Right, and he was like, it's over, just give it up. And she was like, I have the thumb drives. And he was like, okay.
I already made copies, they're already out in the world.
Right, so like, you could have those.
You already
just
screwed.
Right, he was like, if you shoot me, you get life. If you don't shoot me, at least you know, you'll still live, but you'll be in prison.
Right.
So she gave up, and that was pretty much the end of the movie. It was a good movie. I think there was enough action to keep it intriguing and engaging.
That's true.
They didn't do too much with it, so because they try to. Usually in these movies, they try to do like a plot twist, and the plot twist was like, okay, now you did too much,
Exactly.
So it was good. Chadwick is always fine, so But what would you rate it, friend?
I thought it was like a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really good.
I'll give it an 8. It was good.
Simple, good. Good shoot scene. With some good action. Kept you going.
Right. So you should watch that, y'all. And if you've already seen it, please leave your thoughts on it in here and let's talk about it. You feel me?
All that good stuff. So catch y'all later. While we continue to eat.
Thanks for watching. And we will see you on the next video.
Bye.
Girl, you got it. Hey. You got it, girl. You